Hanging out here with Scott at NVP, and as we're talking, these have not been released yet. So we're actually recording this video now, and then we're going to wait a week or so to release this. So what Scott's fixing to tell us is something we just really haven't seen ever.
This is the XD5. So this is the evolution of the adventure helmet. So we created the adventure market back in the mid-90s with the Arai DS. We moved into the XD series in the late 90s, and now this is the evolution in the XD5. Well, so what you see here, minus the mirrored shields, is how the helmet comes in the box. So you have the peak. The peak blocks a ton of sun off your eyes. So if you're riding out there on that long highway and you've got that sun coming down hitting your eyes, this will really take all of that glare away and just really enhance your ride experience, because you can see so easy. Removing that glare takes away that strain from your eyes. This helmet is designed with the purpose of an adventure helmet where you're going to be doing a lot of low speed, off-road, things like that. But that also translates to street riding. If you're only going stoplight to stoplight, you're never really going very fast. So you need a helmet that's efficient at flowing air at slow speeds. So this helmet will give you the ability to do highway, interstate, get tons of airflow in a stable, quiet, comfortable helmet. But also if you're an urban rider and you just spend your time around town, it'll do the same thing for you there.
Well, okay, so I've been kind of playing around with the Pan American, right? Love that bike, enjoying it. And I'm wearing like a dirt bike helmet. And I was the other day thinking, well, I'm just gonna put my Arai on and kind of ride around with this. This is that perfect split between the two right here.
Exactly.
So you were reading my mind.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
what we do at Arai.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this helmet is really made with that big adventure rider in mind. We've done some things to help make it quieter for the big interstate kind of adventure riding, but also retain the ability to have a lot of low speed airflow, so that when you actually get on the single track or the dirt road, you still have that low speed airflow that you really have to have in an adventure helmet.
So what's it break down from here? Is it, we're going to move on down and see what it can do?
So what you can do is remove the shield, reinstall the peak, and just go completely moto style. So you can run virtually any set of motocross goggles in here. If you're doing a bunch of dirt roads with your friends, you're kicking a bunch of sand and dust and rocks, a shield really can't keep the dust from getting inside the helmet the way a set of motocross goggles can seal out that dust and keep your eyes protected.
Dude, that's badass, man. That's a simple thought too, to be able to just come into that in a totally different look for a ride.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? And then we can take this off.
Yeah, so you can take the peak off and use those same base plates just to hold the shield in place.
Okay.
So maybe you like the Street Fighter look, or you got your FXR, you just want to have that hooligan look. Well, now you can have that all in one.
Okay, now we're talking about all the protection that Arai has, like always, in this helmet, and the function of the vents. What do we have on it?
So on the vents, we have our new 3D logo vent. So one of the things that may seem confusing at first, this is actually the open position, that's the closed position. There are two 10mm vents behind there, so you get a ton of airflow right to the top of your head. Here in the top, this one central vent brings a lot of air to the top of your head. A dual gate shutter here in the front, so whenever I open both of those, hopefully we can get the angle right. I don't know if you can see my hand inside there, but there is a ton of airflow. I'm gonna flip it over and aim it towards the lights so you can see through there. We get the angle just right, you can see there's so much air coming right to your face through that vent. But if that's too much, you can close the inner gate and then leave the outer gate open, and then that air is going to go up to your shield. So if you don't want all the air right on your face, you can get some good circulation that way.
And that makes a lot of sense. On those hot, dry days, dusty, they've thought through that, haven't they?
Exactly. Then here on the rear, you've got 3 exhaust vents. Up is closed, down is open, and there's one intermediate position if you want just that right amount of airflow. And then we've got 2 passive exhaust vents there on the back of the shell.
Wow. So how long have they been working on this? Do you have any idea?
Many years. We first started talking about this back in 2018. COVID really screwed up the timeline on a lot of things. We were hoping to release this helmet back in 2020, so thankfully here we are today.
Well, Drag Specialties, I mean, a great place to do it, the MVP. Once again, guys, this is going to be a week later that we're getting to see this, and I want to thank you guys for letting the Ornery One get to see it and do this for the first time. What's this color?
That is sage green, so I think that's probably the only helmet out there these days that has that color. We're seeing more and more apparel manufacturers and even some of the motorcycle OEMs use more of these kind of earth tones. So to me, when I see that, I think about the high desert of the West, and I think about spring and summertime, going cross country.
Well, and I've got to say, I think it's pretty appealing because we got a lot of ladies that out there that are riding, and we love this color. It's one of our favorite colors, but I think it'll appeal for them as well. Just a great, I mean, of course, it'll make me look good whatever I wear to ride. But overall, man, the price point on this, what would it be?
So we're going to be looking, and these are ballpark figures, you're looking at around $830 to start with on a plain white. That price is going to go up a little bit as you move into metallic finishes as well as fluorescent finishes. And then you're going to be looking around the let's just call it $950 for now. I know I've got my numbers a little bit wrong, but somewhere in that $950 range when you move into the graphics. We also have a Honda Africa Twin graphic. We've got two different ones to match the current Honda Africa Twins. Those will be an additional cost, just a little bit, about $20 more over the regular graphic cost.
Okay, so once again, if anybody has any questions, they want to go see the full line, they can go to your website.
Yeah, they haven't released on the website yet, but they will soon be there, maybe by the time you release this video.
All right, man.
So like every Arai helmet, the protection of the rider is always the number one priority. One of the things that you'll find with this helmet is that we've maintained everything that you expect from Arai in terms of that rider's protection first as our priority. Your breakaway peak, your breakaway vents, but an incredibly strong shell. So this shell is a new composite from the old XD4 that it replaces. The new XD5 is actually lighter and stronger than the XD4 that it replaces.
Okay, with that being said, one other thing we haven't touched on, what about warranty?
So all Arai helmets have a 5-year warranty from the date of purchase, and we will run that to 7 years from the date of manufacture. We really look at the manufacture date more so than the date of purchase. So if there's anything that's wrong with your Arai helmet within that time period, we're going to take care of it.
Right on. And fitting, they can go to your website too, and you guys will show them. Earlier, we measured my head and figured out I got a fat head, which I really don't, man. It's just bald, man. But the thing of it is, it's so important to get that fit right.
Exactly.
Because it's easy to get a helmet too big.
That's right. Most people are wearing 1 or 2 sizes too big. I think one of the best things for you to do when you're trying on a new helmet is ask the shop that you're buying it from to remove the cheek pads from the helmet. When you do that, you can feel the crown in isolation. You'll know if that crown really fits the size and shape of your head. And with us, there's always at least 6 different size cheek pads. So if you need them to be thicker or thinner, you can make that adjustment and customize the fit to you.
Once again, fully adjustable Arai helmet. It's just for you and me and you. So guys, Scott, once again, thanks for taking your time. This has been a cool day, guys, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And I want to close with this. If you give this thumb up my video, I'd really appreciate it. Give us a follow if you haven't already, and I'll see you somewhere down the road. Until then, y'all stay on.